shit. This is on. Welcome to the Just Talking Podcast. It's your host. I'm not. He's not. And I'm just talking to y'all niggas today, man. How y'all been? Man, bro, y'all niggas follow the IG? I'm a damn liar, ain't I? I said, no episode today, but I drop it 2 this week. Yeah, nah, dog. However, I am going to drop today. You're getting this like this. This recorded same. This is same day shit, my nigga. Same day shipping. Like we Amazon Prime in this bitch, man. Calm down, calm down, calm down. They're not ready for it. They're not ready for it, man. All right. This is same day shipment, and then tomorrow we're gonna have another one. All right. We're DJ Khaled when you need him. Another one. All right. I hope so. But that's the plan. All right. So today I am gonna do a little bit of shorter one because you know nigga tired, man. You thought that yarn at the beginning it was fake? Nah, it was just nicely placed. I'm a rapper. Spit balls. Nah, let me stop. I am very fucking tired though, bro. Like I didn't really get to sleep yesterday. Like not yesterday, but like the night before, you know, yesterday started, you feel me? I didn't really get to sleep much. So like after that, like I come home, bro, and I have a quiz due yesterday, bro. I'm fucking falling asleep while I'm doing the quiz, bro. Like, child, like, bro, it was not a fun time. It was not a fun time. Got a 77 on that shit. That's fine. I just need that joint to be done. Golly. But, what y'all niggas been doing? Huh? What have y'all been into? A lot of new games coming out in 2023. My friend told me about that. So I got a topic. Don't worry. We're not going too far out of hand. We talking about what I think about the little power dynamic idea. And this is not to say that power dynamics don't exist. However, I want to say nowadays, the way that people are so loosely throwing it around is causing more issues than anything else. And I want to allude this back to the Adam Levine situation, bro. I like Adam Levine. Like, was that nigga on stereo? I know he did. He was on Maroon 5, and they did, what you call it? Well, they did a lot of songs. One of my favorite songs, at least back in the day, when I want to say they were more popping, was obviously Payphone. Played that song all the fucking time for a while. But I think he was part of that song, yeah. Gym Class Heroes, Stereo Hearts too. So there's a lot of these like simpy type songs. I'm just saying. Like out of payphone, trying to phone home, all this time I spent with you. Like, dog, we already know this nigga, he leans more on the simpy side. All right, off rip. And even if he doesn't, he's just good at getting the ladies. Like, but that's besides the point. So let me look up because it's not as fresh in my head as like when it first was happening. Let me see. Adam Levine affair. This is from usmagazine.com. Don't know how credible of a source they are. Actually, wait. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, let's just do this one. Independent.co.uk. At least I know it's a little bit more. I have to register for free reading. Yo, fuck these sites, bro. For real, bro. Why can't you just let me love you? You should let me love you. This is TMZ.com now. Adam Levine says the IG model who claims she was manipulated into a year-long physical relationship with him is full of it, though he admits he crossed the line. Let me see. Okay, so the IG model name is Summer Stroh. All right, so I'm just gonna read this. It's gonna be more of like the TM Adam talking to TMZ. So this way after this, a little bit after the fact, but she had released TikToks saying that she was basically manipulated into a relationship with Adam, and it was because Adam was such a huge celebrity and was just huge. So we're using that he manipulated her into a relationship. I mean, in fact, let me see if I can like. Well, can y'all even hear that, man? I don't even know if y'all can hear that. No, I don't think you can. I'm using a different software, so you know. Let me. Guess I gotta share it technically. Share it. No, let's do window. Now, let me know if. Let me see if this. Well, does it tell me y'all can hear this shit? Man, I'm gonna have to play this back, and then I'm gonna have to cut it out if y'all can't hear this. Can you, Again, I'm looking at her. In my opinion, she's not even bad like that. But that's besides the point. All right, we're not gonna sit here and play gymnastics for that. Nigga, in hell, he just don't want. Look, bro. If a nigga says he wants to name his like child after you, I don't know why you feel like you in hell. That just meant your pussy was that good, at least, or at least you were that good in general. Either like, jeez, bro. Now the fact that they wanted to name his son that, mm, that's besides the point. I don't know if I've ever heard a guy named Summer. That nigga probably gonna be somewhere more or less bullied. It's a new age. Who knows? I'm just saying, niggas get bullied for less. I got bullied because niggas couldn't pronounce my last name, bro. Like, not like I'm a big nigga. I don't get bullied for real. Like, just like some more or less harassments, jokes pointed around, all that nonsense. Me, I didn't care. I could come up with stuff on the fly, more or less. So it was never an issue. Now, I just don't like the fact that she was all like exploited, manipulated, and all that, and then provides no proof or evidence. She's an IG model and TikTok artist that shows her ass and everything on YouTube on IG. Like, let's not be like ridiculous. That like we've all I've talked about how IG models have been flying out to even like the Middle Eastern country. I'm pretty sure they got licked by a camel. I saw that one. Some of them are getting shat on and everything. Then coming back with money for real. I'm letting you know right now, you don't get flown out for free. So all these niggas are like sending girls back after they flying them out. Number one, y'all niggas is weird. Because if you not on a certain level, you shouldn't be flying bitches out. Number one. And number two, I will be damned. Like, like me, I would never fly a girl out. But if I do, like we fucking like not even on some like crazy shit, but no, like it is like quite understandable that it is. We're most likely probably going to be in a relationship or some shit, and like we most likely already fucked before. I'm not flying some girl I've never met in real life and haven't fucked. Like that's just ridiculous to me. But niggas is niggas, bro. Niggas is niggas. Like the only reason them richer folk be doing it is because they working with a certain line, so shit it doesn't get out, which is what Adam Levine should have done. So just looking at random IG models. Now I'm gonna read this nigga's text messages because I just want to know. I want to know, bro. Are y'all niggas responding to this? Let me see. All right. So I think this nigga. No, that's not even how he slid in. I don't know if she posts the very first way this nigga slid in, but this is one of the first. This is one of the first texts that this nigga or DMs that this nigga sent this IG model on IG. It's truly unreal how fucking hot you are. Like, it blows my mind. Her. I mean, I think the same. Seeing you in person was like, I'm fucked. Him. You are 50 times hotter in person. And so am I. Ha 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 ha. Laughing emoji, laughing emoji. I can't control my laughter emoji. And then she was all like, I didn't think that I can't see it because of her damn shoulder in the way. I didn't think blank could be intensified. I don't think the blank could be intensified. This plane is so fucking. This is him again. This plane is so blank, fucking blank. And then he said, "Holy shit!" And then he said, "Sorry to curse." Let me see. There's also another one where it's like, "Holy fuck, holy fucking fuck, that body of yours is absurd." And then the other person is all like, "Next date, I'll be like, do you want to make out with the devil?" And then he was all like, haha, how are you such an hourglass? My God. Dog, this nigga as an IG model. And this is why I'm not saying that she got manipulated. All right. She's 25 as well. As an IG model. As a motherfucking IG model, bro. There is no way that you are not receiving messages like this on the daily. Do you know why you respond to this nigga? Because he's rich, famous, a celebrity, and you find him quote unquote attractive. Attractive enough as someone who already has those other qualities. And that's what really bothers me. I'm not going to sit here and let a 25-year-old not take accountability for her entertaining a nigga when she gets multiple other niggas hitting her up. So all them niggas, if any of those niggas below you, who will be below you in status technically, right? It wouldn't mean would it be them manipulating you as well? Or would you concede that you would have a power dynamic then, even though they hit you up? This is my issue, bro. It's like you made the extra effort. You could have ignored him like all them other niggas. He had no riz. Like, there's nothing in there that you can tell me that if a nigga probably wasn't even famous, like, he could be attractive, but if he wasn't famous, that you letting him treat you how Adam Levine treated you. That nigga didn't even treat you bad, bro. What she makes more than one TikTok. None of those TikTok. You can look it up. I'm not gonna fucking play them all. You gonna look it up. None of those TikToks does she ever describe how he was manipulative, how he abused her. Nope. Just didn't work out, I'm pretty sure. Then this nigga's all like, well, he was married to a Victoria's Secret model. You knew that. You also participated in ruining the sanctity of a marriage. And then later, because this is why I always tell y'all niggas about celebrities, bro. The way these niggas do all this relationship shit is for the public. The Victoria's Secret model, his wife already came out and said that she does not care about him having an affair. More or less likely because, yeah, no, he does this. A lot of people in Hollywood do this. This is how a lot of celebrities are. Once you taste that ever growing fame, and you always have people always pining after you, you're easily getting the female attention when a lot of these niggas, Lil Yachty has even said this shit. This nigga said he was not getting any girls before he was doing music. Multiple artists, multiple celebrities, multiple men have been saying this for years. That before they became famous, no one was pounding after them. The moment they become famous, people are jumping out the woodworks. If you actually look it up, between the ages of, I'm just gonna say 18, because I don't want to do earlier because that's a little bit weird and also has other factors, like because you also got to keep in mind before 18, before you graduate high school, you also have a smaller perception of the world, and so does everybody else. So people within your town, zip code, even just within your high school, there's a different, the social structures change a little bit once you start venturing more and more into the real world, especially with how interconnected the world has become. But that being besides the point, right? So that's why I'm starting at 18. Between the ages of 18 to I think 29, there are multiple charts, multiple representations where there's a large majority of men that feel alone, insignificant, unliked, unwelcomed. And now, like I said, this is not to say all of them, but there's a large majority of them because these niggas from 18 to 26, honestly, you haven't even really started your life. So they don't have the monetary stuff. A lot of the things they still have to unlearn a lot of the things that they were taught in their own lives when they were younger. They have to seek a lot of self-improvement, and it just always baffles me that because a guy is in a higher place, even if he didn't go out of his way to find the person. It was not like, it is like the same level, just the same idea of if I said that girls were predators because they know that they don't like a guy when they're at the bar, they're gonna let him buy drinks for her, knowing that they have no interest, but they're gonna let that happen and somewhat even give him a semblance of an inkling. And y'all niggas can deny this. Yeah, it's fine. Nigga, I have sisters. I've had conversations, bro. I have friends that are girls. I'm not saying all girls get this. Obvious to an extent. The prettier you are, the more you're gonna see this. But it's also the more you go out, the more you're gonna see this as well. But just the very idea that you're allowed to have your cake and eat it too. And honestly, it's a bad idiom if I'm being completely honest. Like, this side point, having your cake and eat it too. Like, bitch, nigga, I bought the cake. Obviously, I'm gonna eat my fucking cake. Like, but like that. Beside the point, man. Let's talk just me and you. All right, let's get a little personal. Y'all hear me? Let's get a little personal. Okay. Okay. I'm not saying that a boss who sleeps with the secretary does not have power dynamics. However, there's other situations. For example, call me Carson. Let me see how old that chick was actually. Call me Carson, and there was something that happened to her recently too. She's like a Twitch streamer. Alinity? No. It was some and Twitch girl. Let me just do in Twitch girl. What is this shit called? Fuck. But basically, bro, there was this one Twitch girl, right? And she literally manipulated. She had a boyfriend but that nobody, like, as a Twitch streamer, nobody knew that she had a boyfriend, right? And then she was actively flirting with Call Me Carson, even meeting up in person and going on dates. And they made that public. actively flirting and everything. Literally, and to his opinion, he also felt led on because he thought that they were more or less becoming a real thing. She then slept with one of his closest friends, and then slept with another guy. All of these guys found out about each other. Big thing, blew up. She was actually attacked by that. I'm not gonna lie. However, that nigga was young. Let me see how. That's why I'm thinking how old he was, because there's another situation with him that I'm pretty sure I might have kind of talked about in a podcast, maybe a year ago. I don't know if I was still podcasting around that time, where he got thrown in an idea that would have been a power dynamic, because at the time he was like 18 or 19, and the girl he was talking to was like 17, at lowest 16. I'm pretty sure. And they had always been hitting each other up. It got uncomfortable, and I won't lie, this nigga was saying some sus ass shit. Like, he was continuously saying, "Oh, I shouldn't be talking to you. I know I shouldn't, but," and that's my only thing. I'm like, but I'm like, it was like nothing bad. There was nothing about like nudes or anything getting sent. Nothing. He didn't force her to do anything except maybe listen to him when he had like anxiety, mental hangups, and everything. And he kind of used it. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's obviously some bad for it, and I don't think that you should ever be confining in like just random fans that you don't really know, that you just found on Discord. And that's the only thing where say it's weird. But to 100% just say he was grooming someone, it was mental manipulation, it was this, it was that, is ridiculous. This nigga was also just getting out of being a minor. Just because he's a YouTuber, he's automatically hitting with the letter of the law, and he's like, it was just so insane. But I have to sit here and listen to a 25-year-old say that Adam Levine manipulated her. That's so crazy to me, bro. That's so crazy to me. It was Anne Moranth. That's what it was. Fucking Anne Moranth. How old is she? 28. 23 as of now. Call Me Carson and Amaranth. Was it not Amaranth? Was it Alinity? I don't know any of these female Twitch streamers. I'm gonna be honest. They all kind of even look similar to me. Like, is that racist? All of them, like all the white girls with fucking. Pokemon explains why streamers like Call Me Carson behave inappropriately after achieving success. Mind you, she was also one of those streamers that behaved inappropriately after finding success. But let's see. Carson King made an appearance on fellow streamer. This has nothing to do with it. But 15th stream, Pokemon stopped scrolling through clips on Reddit to address a recent surprise appearance by Call Me Carson on Miss Kip's stream. Starting off the chat, she explains that once a creator starts to seek success on a platform, they are open to having fans that look up to them, idolize them even. But the thing is, just because someone has clout doesn't necessarily mean they're a good person or a good boyfriend or whatever. She notes that it's less about being a good person, more so about being experienced in life. A lot of people, because they're good at content and gaming, whatever, is because they spend a lot of their young formative years only on this one thing, which means it's likely that they're kind of lacking social experience. She's making some good points. So when they're inundated, I can't say that word, inundated with all this online attention and girls worshiping, worshiping them and wanting to do anything for them. It's an unfortunate combination. A lot of the time, it ends up in inappropriate, egotistical behavior. And that's what I'm saying. She's not okay. At least she's not really referring just to Call Me Carson in this. She's talking about in general, and I can understand that. However, it is geared towards only girls or only guys who are doing that on the platform. But we have easily seen OnlyFans girls, Twitch streamers, all of these girls take advantage of a guy's loneliness, to take advantage of how deeply sorrowful it can go. Like I've watched videos about guys explaining why they watch OnlyFans and do stuff like that. None of it is like, oh yeah, I just do it because I like to do it. All of them that are like able to internally reflect always say they do it from a place of sadness and loneliness, which is why I continue back on that statistic. It is literally like factually known that there's only like whether it's Tinder, they've even done research in different campuses. Recently, I heard that there's been a research done for different campuses of schools where it's like if there's a significant amount more of the female population within a school, then what tends to happen is that the school is usually a more monogamous type of place or area. So there's like more boyfriend girlfriend type thing versus when it's more male dominated, it ends up being more a polyamorous thing where it's more people at the higher end of the totem pole are actually achieving a lot of those girls to like them, to fuck them, to do this, to do that. And the other people at the bottom don't tend to be getting that same attention or anything. And you can also see that evident in places like Miami, Florida, or different other parts of Florida, honestly, LA, a lot of parts of Cali, like places like those where there's just more influx of quote unquote higher value people. Give me a second. I'm getting a call. How do I pause on this joint? How? Now we can continue what we were talking about before I was so rudely interrupted. No, it's like no. It's like how far of basically what I'm just saying, and I like Pokemon's as the like joint for it. Again, it's not just guys. There's also females who take advantage of their thing, and she's done it before. And there's also females who it's not their fault for. Like I remember, Alinity also like uses her sexuality a lot. So I can't say that, but it's not. That doesn't mean that she deserves to be stalked. So basically, there was like a situation where I think it was Alinity, anyways. She was going to her PO box, and someone who knew her PO box and everything, because people send her stuff on there. Looked through, found it was like at a restaurant or somewhere. Looking through the window, saw her go to the PO box, follow her, and whatnot, and it became a situation. So I'm not saying that should be allowed or anything. However, there are a multitude of women who try and use that to their advantage, just like how there's a multitude of men who try to use that to their advantage. There's just a multitude of bad people. However, the idea of just, oh yeah, we're just going to say that there was a power dynamic and we're not going to explain more, like for the Ime Udoka situation as well. Power dynamic. You will by inadvertently declaring that there's a power dynamic and it's on Ime Udoka's side, you immediately go that's what made people immediately go and look at the coaching staff and whatnot first to see who the fuck it was. That and the fact that it's like closer contact. But it's like nobody ever fucking thinks about that shit. It's like a lot of stuff is mismanagement. A lot of stuff is like lacking in context. A lot of stuff people don't even take accountability. Even like I think 2 days ago there was allegations against Dream. I don't even know this nigga. I first found out about him because niggas thought he cheated on a Minecraft speed run. I don't know if he actually cheated. I don't really give a fuck. All right, but this nigga did a face reveal. He looked like the Crimson Chin, and then like fucking later, and he's always getting allegations for shit, and they always almost always came up at fake. Niggas just love to be hating on Dream, and it's part of it is because he has like a ridiculous like toxic fan base, which isn't necessarily his fault. It's like you can preach all that love and joy shit, but if you're not like, especially if like you have a lot of like kids in your fan base, younger people that just like automatically idolize you. Like I remember at some point it was the same thing for the Paul people, the Logan Paul, Jake Pauls. They had Paulers, and them niggas were running around the fucking internet trying to anytime someone said any sort of criticism, attack them. And it's like, it was just ridiculous, bro. Like I don't get the need to try and put power dynamics in everything. As the last thing I'm gonna say, more or less, more often than not, there's going to be a power dynamic in a relationship because it is only two people, and one person has to take more or less of a passive role. It can be different things that they take passive roles in. However, in the long term, in the like larger things, there's more or less a quote unquote outward leader. That's not to say that your opinions aren't valid. That's not to say that it's not talked about. However, that's just how it is. Whether it's because of monetary reasons, whether it's because of even just personalities, one person's just more shy or more reserved than the other person, whether it's because of like any other things. Their power dynamics, more or less, are a thing of life. If you want to really just say everything's a power dynamic. But when you say everything's a power dynamic, it really lowers it makes all the other aspects of it hard to discern. It makes all the other things easier swept under the rug. It makes things easily paired up. And that's always been my issue with everything. With a lot of things, honestly. Just the insistence of like renaming things, or the insistence of like trying to dumb like, it's so insane to me. Like psychology is such a complex thing, but there's so many movements that just want to dumb it down and say, no, it's just based on this. No, it's just based on that. It's like when people would say that, oh, video games cause violence, and there's multiple studies that say it does not. And there's just crazy people in the world, and they just happen to play video games, maybe. Just like how movies, when they first came out, I don't hear that didn't cause violence. Niggas were shooting people. Dog, there was literally the James Bond that was smacking women. Now, that was more well received at the time. However, for you to believe that every guy was just smacking women is kind of ridiculous. And that's surely not the case. And that's just what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's like people don't think before they say stuff. And I feel like I brought this up before, but I'm just gonna outwardly say it. If you use rape and you're playing a game and you're in a gaming context, I don't give a fuck. I don't think that's a bad thing. Why? Because I would like to think that people can discern actual rape from being beat up in a game, which is why there is such a low percentage of rapists. Like, just because you might participate in more of like a social thing does not automatically mean that it just desensitizes you from everything. The people of that generation who had that, a majority of them did not just go and perform rape stuff. However, when there are people who are doing that, we just get swept under the rug, and we don't talk about that. You think Harvey Weinstein was playing games and saying, rape? You You think he was saying that? No. It was big. It was beyond his generation. But nobody ever fucking talks about that. What it ends up being is that in some cases, some people are doing stuff for benefits, as in the IG models who are going for celebrities, actresses. There's even actors. Like there is even stuff in the dance community where they are literally where they will literally come out and say that the gay guys in that community are hella rapey, and nobody will fucking bat an eye because they don't care about that. A lot of society, a lot of things that happen to guys, society in general doesn't give a fuck about. Which is why the fucking male death rate is so fucking high. What the fuck? But like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not here to complain about that. I'm just like, don't try and fucking bullshit me with stuff that aren't reasons. People have trauma in a lot of things. I understand that. Oh, someone saying that can to an extent re-aggravate your trauma. However, I've never heard people not fire fireworks because there might be someone in their area that has PTSD. So unless you're gonna do that, don't talk to me about that shit. I'm gonna be honest. Especially if you're an adult and you have not even actively seek therapy. I saw this one Kevin Samuels clip recently, and I was all like, "This nigga's spitting." Actually, I don't even agree with all of Kevin Samuels stuff, but the gist of his thing, I understand where it came from, and I understand its placement in the world. Just like how people felt the need to have shows like The Talk and The Real on, and nobody fucking bat an eye when they were 100% attacking and saying just factually wrong shit. Honestly. But it was from their perspective. He's saying actual facts. He's using actual statistics. He's coming from a more understanding point. And most of his controversial stuff, where he's yelling, it is not. It is because what women are pressing him, and women got on after a while just to press him, and it looked like fools. One of his most popular things that he got in the controversy for when he was yelling at a girl, it was not even an advice segment. He was supposed to have callers for a different thing. She calls in and he literally tells her, "I'm not doing that." And then he's all like, "Fuck it, but I'll give you advice," because she's just not listening. And he's all like, "Whatever. What's your situation?" He does it. So she comes onto his platform, basically disrespecting it a little bit because she's not even coming on for the right thing. What she wanted, people have to pay for usually, to an extent. And if they don't, then he's having like a live where he's doing that specifically. That wasn't what that day was for. She came in, disrespected that, and whatever. Then she's talking on the phone when she's playing with her phone when she's asking for advice. She's doing this, she's doing that. Obviously, that's gonna piss a nigga off. So then he became more critical with what she said, so she could actually understand. Because sometimes niggas don't understand shit till it hits them in the head. Honestly, it's just so ridiculous to me, all this stuff that people say. All right. Now, is that to say that there are no power dynamics? No. I preface that there were in certain situations. However, you're not gonna fucking tell me that that there are fans that are seeking attention from certain people, and because they weren't taught right, it is automatically on the person to be. And it's assumed these are people who are also kids. Call me Carson. That nigga's that nigga's older than me. But when this controversy happened, that nigga was 22 when it happened. And around the end of 2019 is when his popularity even skyrocketed. His grooming allegations blew up in January 2021, and it was literally a 2 to 3 age gap. So this nigga was 21. The girl was like 17. Or 18 by the end of it, when it already basically ended. But She was 18 by the end of it. Like, it's not even like, it's just so crazy. Like, and I'm not saying that there isn't an onus on men to fucking understand that shit. That when you have a platform, you have to shut yourself off even more, unfortunately. However, it's also interesting to me that we don't put that same level of onus on women. And this is the example that I like to think back to. I had a conversation with somebody's girlfriend once, and it wasn't an argument. It was literally just a conversation. We were talking about one of our other friends, right? And how he's like, I guess, more of a playboy, more or less. But he would tell girls that, oh, I'm not seeking this sort of relationship. If it happens, it happens. However, I'm not ready for a relationship. If you catch feelings, let me know. We can try and back off away from it. Instead, what these girls will try to do is play Mr. Change a Man, change his mind. And then when sex or something happens, they're surprised that he's not pushing for anything more than that, even though he already noted that it wasn't anything more than that. The disagreement that we had at first was that I was all like, well, if he tells them all of this, why is it at all his fault that they might catch feelings? And then she was all like, well, he's doing kind of boyfriend-esque things. And I'm like, being nice, being thoughtful, being a good person. I can understand why you'd want that in a mate or in a potential boyfriend or whatever. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that someone who does all that for you should be your boyfriend or is going to be your boyfriend. Additionally, if he already tells you from the get-go and you proceed to do all this, you're not listening to him. And that's not his fault anymore. He didn't manipulate you. He told you that if you want out, you have out. He said if you need time, you have time. He's willing to be just a friend. You willingly go and step past that boundary with him. He's not ready to take it up to the next step, and you think and it's his fault. He didn't manipulate these women. He told them what it was beforehand. And because they wanted more, it's his fault for treating them nicely. That's basically it. These are adult women at his age, sometimes older than him, sometimes younger than him, just like slight variances of ages, obviously. Basically all around his age. But even though we say women mature quicker, it's like we as society don't really believe that. And it's like completely on the onus of the man to be mature enough to see all those signs of someone else falling in love, even if they're trying to hide it because they don't want what's going on to end either. It's like it's all of that really just comes in and when you hear that, you hear these opposing arguments or whatever. And 100%, me and her, we talked it out. It wasn't anything huge. We both said our opinions. She understood my side better and everything. She even said, she even said that because if it was the other way around and a woman didn't want a man and told him all that, because that was a question I asked her. If it was the other way around and just because you were nice, I immediately had feelings for you, does that mean that you necessarily manipulated me? Does that mean that that what you did by being a good, nice person, I then have the jurisdiction to say that you owe me a relationship? That's it. That's my only idea on the topic. This is Just Talking Podcast. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow for like hopefully a funner topic. Maybe we talk about games, man. Hopefully, hopefully. Huh? I've been really watching a lot. I've been watching a lot of anime. I see that they were playing Champions. So the animation is superb, and I'm out. All right, my fault. This is editing now. I do think I forgot to fully describe what the Kevin Samuels video was. So this is a little bit of the description since I didn't like play the clip or anything. It was essentially saying that there was I want to say a younger woman. She was talking about either a past relationship or a relationship she was currently having with a middle age to up later age 30-year-old or mid 30s to mid to late 30s, maybe even like slightly early, but definitely closer to mid to late. And she was basically saying that so it was asked when Kevin Samuels, I don't know like the full context of it because to be fair, I don't even look at Kevin Samuels videos. All the Kevin Samuels videos and shit that I've seen have usually been sent to me or they'll randomly be popping up on Instagram Reels or TikTok because or not TikTok. I don't even go on TikTok, but my TikTok is usually full of black niggas doing skits like Supreme Dreams. There's some good ones. Oh my gosh, Hundo. Oh my gosh, I don't want to start like fucking naming TikTok people that I love. Mm, I don't. Some of them don't even got real fucking names. But yeah, nah. So it popped up on my YouTube Shorts, and it was essentially like this girl, and she was saying that she was telling Kevin Samuels she didn't understand where her guy was coming from for certain things, and Kevin Samuels asked her, just give me a timetable, like you don't like or estimate a time slot of when you how long you're gonna you're gonna make him wait before he can sleep with you. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I think that kind of stupid and cringe. I don't I don't think that necessarily because you're in a relationship that there's ever a rush to like have sex. In my opinion, honestly. That could also come from a place of not having like large sexual experiences. So obviously, if you're more, both you and your partner are more used to the idea and of sex and everything, obviously it's gonna come within a shorter period of time than others. But maybe I've been told I'm old fashioned already, and I like to take things slow personally. So I'm just not one of those people who cares immensely like that. But she said 2 to 3 months, and then he was all like, "Well, yeah, but like that's why he's gonna end up losing interest and whatnot and everything, because you're not what you do for him already is not something that he can't find, whether it's through outsourcing and actually paying people. Like there's nothing. He was basically saying you don't provide any like the benefits that you quote unquote provide him. Even you are already noting that it's not like anything big or enough. So how are you gonna keep him without even doing like the sex thing either? Then she was all like, "Well, I already told him that I've had trauma and issues with that in the past and everything, and that's what's holding it back and everything." I don't know if she meant 2 more additional months would be an estimation, if she just meant 2 months after like meeting, dating, whatever. But like I said, there's a lot of context missing from clips, which is why I'm not one of those social media niggas that be overreacting from just clips. Unless it's like really egregious, like there are some things that you don't need extra context for. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Like there was this one woman, and I already said that this is that bitch be pandering, bro. There's this one white woman that be blowing up in the manosphere right now. I'm pretty sure, and she like does like a podcast with this other black nigga, and she be pandering like shit. I can't even watch that shit because I'm like, bro, you sucking men's dick too much. Like at some point, I'm like, you got to take a break. But she was all like, fat people don't deserve love, or fat women don't deserve love, and she even like also added that fat people don't deserve love, more or less. She said both men and women, but I don't think that's true. I feel as though if you're fat, your options are going to narrow down, and I think that that's just a reality of life because you just tend to look less attractive than your non-fat counterparts, especially as you hit higher and higher levels of fat, which are more or less indicated, in my opinion, more by less by weight because that can also have other variant factors such as high in what and bone density and whatnot, but more on like body fat percentage. Um, and people also make a bigger deal of how hard it is to fix that. Like, it's not how hard it is to fix that; it's how hard it is to break former habits and to actually begin like actually analyzing what you've been doing, what you've been eating, and all that other stuff. When you start looking deeper and deeper into that, and then you get more used to being able to do that, that's when like things become more easier to really do. And then like when you have like certain workout regimens, you can you have people that you actually count on to do that. But that's like getting more and more out of the subject. I just wanted to bring more clarity on like the Kevin Samuels clip. Kevin Samuels then tells her that your trauma is unfortunately your problem. And even if you like he obviously has to be sensitive about it and like not like pressure you, push it, make it such a huge deal. But he doesn't have to suffer for it, essentially. And that's the point that I agree with. That nobody's has technically has to suffer for your trauma. And then he was all like, "Are you doing anything to help your trauma?" And then she said, I do try to do things to help my trauma." Then he immediately asked, "Do you go to therapy?" She said she went immediately quiet because she knew she'd been caught. And then he was all like, "Exactly." And that's where the clip basically ended. Now, I, I'll be honest. I've been a little bit harsh on therapy, in my opinion, but I do see like the good things about it, especially if you end up finding a good therapist. And but I don't think it's like necessarily therapy. I think it's just a lot of people end up needing someone to talk to that can rationalize their problems when they aren't able to, or they're like not even just rationalize, but just help them talk through it or let them rant to them. Some people just need that. And if not, they end up bottling things up and it becomes worse. It starts affecting their mental health. And then their mental health starts affecting all their other aspects of life, whether it's physical health, emotional stability, just ability to like stay within social relationships, follow like social societal structures and everything. So I do see the good thing about therapy. I will say it's not for everybody. Some people just need like a stronger support like group within their like immediate relationships and everything as well. Or just like better people around them, whether that's you need more like older people that understand the world more. You need I don't know, just more rational people that like are gonna be more straight with you than like yes men or women that don't want to hurt your feelings. So I like that Kevin Samuels had actually noted that because there's a thing about there was a quote another quote that I heard from a fitness Instagram guy that I actually like a lot, and he was all like, "There's a difference between suffering from anxiety and living with it," or something like that. And it's basically like a different type of mindset, knowing that you have it versus letting it control you and be more of you than what it is. And because there's always you always see those stories where people who didn't let certain things get them down. That nigga Stephen Hawkins was a genius. He couldn't even fucking move, bro. You're not gonna like